Hey, welcome back to Drink a Little, Lead with Me, your music podcast dedicated to art songs. This is Ita, and as you can see, I'm not at home today. I'm here in Ystad in Sweden for an episode about Carl Michael Bellman's music. This episode is supported by GGG Kulturkik Foundation. And now I'm very excited to welcome our guest, Elisabeth Ekberg. Thank you for hosting the production today.
Thank you for having me.
So, Elisabeth, you're from Sweden, that I know. And from our conversations during the week, I understood that you have been living in many places.
Yes.
So, you grew up here in this region?
Yep. In Malmö, where you are staying at the moment.
Yeah.
Actually, outside of Malmö first. And then when I was a little bit older, I moved to Malmö. And then my next step was very big. It was to New York for a musical theater program. And then I moved back home. And then I moved to Stockholm, the capital of Sweden. And then after that, back home again a little while. And then to Freiburg in Germany, to Vienna in Austria, and then back home. And then to California, to Berkeley or Albany. And now I'm back here again.
Wow.
Yeah.
So all of these places that you have been living, is it for your musical path, your musical
Yes, definitely,
adventure?
yes. Every time it's been for an education or an opportunity or anything like that. So music has brought me kind of everywhere.
What have you done in New York?
I did a musical theater program. I was only, I think I turned 18 when I was there. And it was amazing. They really kind of broke us down because every one of us was very young when we came. And they broke us down. We had no self-esteem anymore like the first year. And then after that, they kind of built up again. And I learned so much about how to being an artist, how to prepare. And even though it was musical theater, this is things that I can really use in every thing I do as an opera singer or improviser or anything.
How did you get interested into musical?
So I wanted to revolt from my parents all my life because they're both musicians. My mom is an opera singer and dad was an organist player and pianist. And I was like, I don't want to do classical music, but the only thing I did at home was always, dancing, singing. It could be anything. So I couldn't really resist the musical path anyway. But then I was like, okay, I don't want to be like my parents, so maybe I can dance instead. So I started, I went to the Swedish ballet school and did a very good program in high school, which was very dance focused. And then after that, I felt like, okay, but I still want to sing. I still want to, be an artist on stage more than just dancing. So that's how I was like, okay, musical theater is not so close to classical music. And that's why I went to New York. Yeah.
That's very interesting because I come from a different background. Nobody in my family is musician. I mean, now I like how I am with my background and everything, but there was an age like between 18 and 22 because I have the feeling that I had to start to learn everything of this when I first arrived to Paris. And that was not a very easy time.
And you
like you feel that your colleagues or friends, they knew about everything about the classical music repertoire. They know an orchestra director. They know which good orchestra. They know about anything of opera and this. And I feel like, I'm not cultivate enough.
But that's exactly how I felt when I started my classical musical part, because I didn't want to be a part of my parents' classical music when I was small. So I ignored a lot of it. And
it was your choice to not to.
Exactly, which was stupid. But I eventually, we both catched on the train and we learned about everything anyways. But I totally feel how you felt probably, like Yeah, I feel like I don't know how to write in harmonies, and I don't know about this choir piece from before, and repertoire and everything.
How do you feel about singing in Swedish?
Well, I like it. I think a lot of singers like to sing in their mother tongue because it's so much easier with the expression. It comes so natural. Then, of course, maybe it's nicer vocally to sing in other languages. Swedish is maybe it's okay to sing in Swedish, but like Italian or something like that is very nice.
Differently.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I like it.
No, I ask because sometimes when one language is so close to oneself, you can also feel very sensitive or too much exposed in front of people expressing something that is intimate.
That's really a good point. I remember I had some repertoire I had to sing like at funerals, and then like the songs in English was like, oh, it felt okay, but then the Swedish songs I was like, like you get like a hand on your throat.
That's
feeling.
for sure, and that's very compatible with singing.
Yeah. So that was a hard one.
As a classical singer, there are many things one can do. What is your focus on as repertoire or way of performing? Or what do you feel the most connected to?
I definitely feel most connected to like funny, comical, weird stuff. Yeah.
Does that come from the musical background?
Yeah, maybe, or it's just me. I don't know. But I really like when you can turn something, to entertainment, if you could say so. And that reflects my repertoire, I think, as well. So, of course, I do all the standard things, but if I really get to choose for myself, I like operettas, of course. They have a lot of these weird things you can do, and it's more like okay in operettas. You can't change Puccini or Mozart that much. You still have to be in some sort of frames to be like respectful and all of that. And I also love contemporary music, new music, and this is where you really can go full on
out of the box.
Yes, exactly. And I think it's very suitable for me.
Do you think the color of your voice or the type of the voice you have conditioned what you sing or what you mostly do?
Yeah, it's weird. A lot of lyric coloratura, high, like with big ranges, a lot of highs and a lot of lows, do seem to go to contemporary music a lot. I don't know why, but there was a lot of repertoire for like coloratura, lyric coloratura, which is interesting. And it's fun because usually for me, you meet more like in a music academy program. They don't bring all the lyric coloraturas at once. You want this type and one of this type and one of this type. So if I do contemporary, it's fun to have more like myself, other singers.
Yeah. Speaking of making comical interpretation and things to make it fun, I think Bellman music is a nice fit.
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I feel like this figure is such a special being. On the same time, he writes all about this nature, spring, summer, beautiful, kind of romantic feeling stuff. But on the same time, it's a bit contradictory in the sense that it can be a bit ironic and tell the best story in a comical way.
Exactly. Tell about really sad things, but it's like yes, and you kind of laugh at the story, but when you really look at it, it's like, oh my god, this is not good at all.
So Carl Michael Bellman is a Swedish songwriter, poet, composer, and a sitar player.
Yes.
Like this, is it kind of a traditional Swedish instrument or? Yeah,
it was. I think that's what was available at the time.
Okay.
Also, like the guitar came a little later. And I'm sure there were many other, like his style back then, but he was for sure standing out with his many works and lyrics, and also, famous in the society. From everyone knew him. Like, it didn't matter if you were poor or you were the King Gustav III. They all liked him.
Yeah, because he served the royal family, no?
Yeah, he was employed by them. Okay. Because that king, Gustav III, he was very cultured, and he loved to spend money on music, and he built the Royal Opera House in Stockholm. And if you know about the opera Ballo in Maschera by Verdi, it's about when he was killed. Yeah. So that king. So very famous person in those societal groups. But yeah, Bellman, he was able to engage in all these different kinds. It didn't matter who you were. He was very social, his social intelligence was very high.
I remember that he didn't do academical musical educations, no?
Yeah, no, he had some support, but I think he learned most of it himself also. Just being out, in the bar and, bringing out the guitar and stuff, like today you're like, oh my God, don't do that. But maybe back then that you didn't have radio and stuff. So if someone could play and he could make funny lyrics, of course he became popular.
Maybe that's why he has so many drinking songs and describing life and
exactly, yeah. He really saw it.
Ordinary life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this Joachim Uti Babylon, I'm saying it correctly. Yeah. The story is super long, but we cut almost half of them. Can you tell us more or less how this story was about?
Yeah, so it was it's a Catholic biblical story, and the Jews were sent out to Babylon, and one of them was Joachim and his very nice wife Susanna. And seems like everyone liked Susanna, both men and women, and the men were very interested in her body. So she was out in the garden and she was bathing a little bit, and her breast might have been showing. And there were two men who came about and started to, stare. And suddenly they were just there by her side and probably wanted to rape her. But in the last minute, she somehow got away, and she could lock the door and breathe out. And the rest of the story that we don't sing about is that first she was facing charges because a woman who is, with other men, that was not a good thing at that time. But then there were evidence that it was actually the men who were doing a wrong thing by trying to rape her. But it was maybe a little bit hard for the Justice Department or whatever to figure that out, because these men were very nice. They had, clean clothes, and they was rich or something like that. So it is a lot to learn from the story. And very tragic, but comical by Bellman.
Yeah, the way he presents the song feels like, it is a terrible story, but it's a legend, almost a legend.
Yeah,
something long time ago, and poor Susanna.
Yeah, but she survived.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, like we talked about, it's this type of song is much like a drinking song also. So I'm sure there's nerds out there knowing all the verses, back and forth, and they drink between the verses or something. I don't know, but yeah. Joachim ut i Babylon hade en hustru Susanna. Töm vår kanna, skål för dess person. Joachim var en genom ärliger man, fru lika ärliger också som han. Fru Susanna, många hjärtan upptända, två upptända kring om henne gå. Gubbarna flåsar flyttar rätt om varann, gubbarna flåsar krypa tyst om varann. Fru Susanna, trogen var sin man. Joakims trädgård var med maner, löstes av bögar av seden. Middagstiden gick Susanna ner. Ekar och linder stod och runt om en damm. Sköna Susanna hon plaska och sam. När hon plaska skymta liljor fram. Ner ut i blomstergården nu gängarna två bovar slog och lovar kring vår lilla fru. Hej, sade boven till den andra så slem. Hej, det är middagstid, låt oss gå hem. Fru Susanna, två kanaljer i varenda lem. Väl förstår man gubbarna dag vad det är hennes ände. Vita linne, ögat lätt bedrog. Ögat drog hjärta men Susanna drog allt. Lås var för porten, det var så befallt. Hurra gubbar, blodet bliver kallt.
All these three songs are from two books of him.
Yes.
Fredman songs and
Fredman's Epistlar. It's like epistle is like a letter, or like it's a form of a.
it's a letter thing that you wrote like this.
Like you write someone.
Used to send by bird.
Yeah, but exactly. Yeah, but kind of like that. The form of the lyrics are like that. Yeah. And those are his most famous how can you say, like song cycles.
Yes.
Or and I think the epistles are like 82 songs. So, and we play one of them we play is the last one from that one.
But who is Fredman?
Yeah, he was just a regular kind of guy in Stockholm, and it wasn't like he was famous or anything, but Bellman had his eye on him, I guess, and knew him a little bit. I can't really remember.
Personally?
Yeah.
So they were in the same contemporary time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe Bellman was younger. I'm not like an expert on the years here, but he knew who he was, and probably they had met, He came from a pretty kind of rich family, and his business was going well. But then at some point, his life just started to turn downwards. And his life ended in like poverty, and he was drinking too much, and it was a mess. And he died alone. And after he died, Bellman started to write about him. Maybe not like exactly how his life was, but he took Fredman as a character and made this whole world around him, and wrote all these lyrics and songs.
What kind of personality does this Fredman has in?
Well, he is pretty much like maybe he was in the end of his life. Like he enjoys drinking. He enjoys Ulla and her friends.
We will introduce Ulla after.
Yeah, we will come to that. And he enjoyed life as much as he could. Or that's at least the songs I've known about. What I can, learn from him. Yeah.
So this song called "Rest by the Spring" was the first song that I discovered by Bellman. Thanks to a friend that one day told me that he discovered a Swedish composer on YouTube and I should check it out. And I was immediately amazed. It sounds like really country music. I mean, the version I heard was maybe a tenor accompanying himself with guitar and singing in the church. And I mean, the way that he accompanied was really with simple chords and singing in a very folk song style way. So I thought it was a very simple, easy song about spring and beautiful weather, this kind of things, romantic song, until that I learned the lyric from the translation that you gave me. In the last verse, he speaks about Fredman was going to die and he knew that he didn't have much time anymore, and he wanted to thank nature for what it has gave him. It was a very powerful and beautiful sentence, I found, and I didn't expect that Bellman evokes the subject of death in such way.
No, he talks about death in a lot of songs, I think, but it's a very beautiful way of saying it, in particularly this song. I think I agree with you. It's a beautiful verse.
Especially if we think that, okay, there is this guy that likes to drink and he doesn't want to care about his life anymore. He just consume and had fun and this. But still, you feel that there is this sensitive part in the heart that, I don't know how to say it. You feel the connections with this world and what has happened
with
to
nature,
you.
And like, I mean, he probably was like a simple man in that sense. Like, he had this great start in life, Fredman, the real Fredman, but then maybe he figured out, like, maybe he had like a life crisis or something, and he figured out that I want to be a simple man living a simple life and just enjoy. And in that sense, you're quite close to nature itself. You just do, and then you don't live anymore, and then you go back to earth.
Yes. But still, he didn't forget about Ulla.
No.
Can you tell us who Ulla is?
Yeah, so Ulla is based on a woman in Stockholm, also the same time period. And she was, like, her career wasn't spectacular or anything. It was all about her looks, probably. Very beautiful. And he has Ulla in a lot of his songs, and she's always representing female beauty, sex, desire, or even the female delicacy, the female touch of things.
Yeah. But why a nymph? I mean, in this song, she was like a nymph, or he thinks of her like a goddess or something like that.
Yeah, like but I think you can say also in Swedish, if you think someone is pretty and very, like, beautiful, you can call her a nymph if you like. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's very clear that this nymph is Ulla, for sure. The way he describes her and all of that.
In the song Ulla, My Ulla, I mean, it's a song like dedicated to her.
Yeah.
So you told me the first sentence, may I offer you the reddest wild strawberry in milk and wine,
Yeah.
means, can I have sex with you?
Yep.
How do you get to that? Because I don't get the metaphor. So I wonder if it's something to do with the pronunciation in Swedish.
Yes. Ulla rhymes with a word in Swedish, which is, can I say it on this podcast?
Yeah.
It's knulla. And it means fuck.
Kula?
Knulla. So like the word, it's very funny if you know Swedish. It's Ulla, min Ulla, säg får jag dig knulla. Or you want to say that word, but he doesn't use this word. So he says,
how is it in the sentence?
The real one is Ulla, min Ulla, säg får jag dig bjuda, he says instead. So he doesn't use this rhyme, which everyone is thinking like, now this word is coming and children don't listen, you know. But he uses another word and he takes a full turn on the meaning instead. So it's a clear metaphor in Swedish, but I understand that it's not that easy for you to understand if you don't know the language. So but the whole song is about how he wants to offer her different things, and he talks about her body, but it's all metaphors, nature, and how he is a horse coming in strong, and you know, yeah. Listen to it yourself.
Also this feels like a gorgeous field.
Exactly.
And
Water and mountains, and it goes up and down. Probably her body. He's exploring every little inch of her, and yeah, it's very in that way. It's very direct, and I think yeah, it's a good song. The melody is good. The lyrics is fun. It's very clear, but still, he uses all these metaphors in a very clear way, and that's why it's become a hit.
Yeah. Also, this song, the form is much closer to like classical period piece.
Yeah.
Like it has the major parts and A and B and then minor, and then the couple back to the A.
Yeah.
And I feel like our interpretation is also kind of close to what Mozart wrote as song of his time.
And I enjoy singing it more in a classical way, because most recordings you hear are more like a pop singer or something more in that direction. So I think it's nice to, use more of a full voice and more legato and flowy, but still making it communicate a lot with the audience, which we don't have here, but in the internet audience.
Bellman was at the same contemporary of Mozart. Is it correct? Or
the same period. Kind of,
I mean 18th century, but
yeah.
You have compared two of them in different ways.
Yeah, because when we started to talk about this project, I felt like, how can I give you like a clearer picture of Bellman? And I was directly thinking about Mozart, because even though he was, much more of a composer, like, if you can say, and he had other people usually write the libretto and everything. They were alike in that sense that they had a really good understanding of humans, different characters, and how they react and behave in the society that they live in. And they compose around that in a very good way, I think. So in that sense, they're very alike, but also themselves. Like they enjoyed being out on the town, having a good time, spending all the money that they have gotten from kings or whatever. And they both died quite, poor and a little bit miserable. But still, both of them were famous while being alive. So, I think about there is this really good movie about Mozart, and you could almost put him in Stockholm instead. Yeah, exactly. Put him in Stockholm instead and put Bellman. Yeah, almost. I mean, they're not the same at all, but they have a lot of similarities for sure. Yeah.
these are great songs. I'm really happy to have made this travel to here. And then, I mean, it would have been great also to have you at home in Switzerland, but also get to know the countries and enjoy the weather.
Yeah.
Everything is brand new.
Yeah, maybe also the music makes even more sense, maybe being here somehow, like feeling how the climate is here during the summer. But I also must thank you for like taking me on to this project, because of course I knew about Bellman, but to dive in this deep is so interesting, and I'm gonna continue put Bellman on my repertoire list.
Oh, that's cool. That's very nice. Yeah. What will be your upcoming project?
I do. I made my own children's show with music by Fauré and Debussy.
Wow!
But I wrote new Swedish lyrics, and it's a show about not being afraid of feeling emotions. And I will be playing as Colombine, and the pianist will be Pierrot, and we will do a lot of fun things.
You write the lyrics from your own, not the translation of
I wrote new lyrics, and I wrote a full script, so it's a whole show. And I like I mean, I do all sorts of things, but children are a very good audience. They're very direct and very clear, and when they love it, they love it.
Yeah, I can feel that you're very connected to having this also your way of expressing. It's very direct, and
I like to be close to the audience.
Yes. I remember seeing in your Instagram stories you posting some improvisation when you were still pregnant. Some months ago. And I found that very beautiful.
Thank you.
And of course very special. Did that process, I mean, of course, tell us first about how did you come to the idea, and you're making a duo with your baby. And how do you perceive the sound from it?
So I had the privilege to rest on the couch for a little while being pregnant, and I think I was like halfway. And I don't know, probably because this time being pregnant, this baby, he was kicking a lot and moving around, and he was like having a disco in there. So I thought, well, he's giving me impulses, like he's, sending me signals all the time. And that is kind of what improvisation can be. So I thought it would be cool in the end of the pregnancy, maybe you can even see some of the kicks on camera. Maybe not, but at least I will feel what he is doing, and that will give me an impulse to do some sound. So, and I talked to Alfred, my husband, who is a composer, like, is this a cheesy idea or should I go for it? And he was like, yeah, go for it. So I took a day with my belly out, and I had to provoke him a little bit, because when I sing, usually the baby falls asleep because it's like nice, like a rocking, and the muscles is like wow. But I provoked him a little bit, got some kicks, and made some improvisation, and I was happy about it. And if I get pregnant again, I will definitely do one more.
That's a beautiful things. One more question that I'm curious about. As a person, as a mother, that you have changed your attitude the past years, and also as a singer, what do you think of your own voice?
No, but I started a couple of years ago to just think about that I should love my own body because it's doing so many things every day. For me, bringing more life to this world, and like keeping me alive, and so that was maybe one step in that direction. And the relationship with my voice is maybe a little complex and goes up and down, but of course I like my voice, but it's more like we're friends and we work together.
Collaboration.
More like that. And sometimes the voice doesn't want to do what I want, or you have bad days and you have good days. So I like my voice, but it can be a pain in the ass as well. Yeah.
I mean, being conscious about how our body functions and really try to understand that it's not us that's always comment what we want. And
Exactly.
yeah, that's also very important. I'm also learning that.
Yeah.
Since
it's hard, right? Yeah, how is that with like because the guitar is a physical thing outside of your body.
Yeah.
But you still have a relationship with your guitar, I guess.
Of course. And I mean, it's everything, even outside of music, how my belly works, how
everything. Yeah.
I mean, belly react on emotions a lot. No, I mean, intestine is the second brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't be sensitive and really will to collaborate and listen to what your body try to say to you, sometimes you cannot request.
Yeah, exactly.
It's to do what you want. Yes. Yeah, but of course it's a long process to go. And then
That's a whole life.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yes, all this journey, hosting us.
Yes. It's been so much fun.
We meet your lovely family.
And so nice to finally meet you and your friend also. Thank you for coming and taking your time and being open to the Swedish repertoire as well.
Yes, I for sure will be very interested in discovering much more. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Go to check out our YouTube playlist, Time for a Lead, for these 3 songs. Comment below to let me know which one is your favorite today. See you in the next Drink a Little Lead with me. Ciao!